Hey, guess what day it is? Yep, sample day. Boom. What I think it was a well-deserved day off. Yeah, I took a true day off. Let's talk about holiday sales, shall we? Let's talk about it. All right, so we are at the 20th of the month. It is Tuesday. You know, it's Tuesday training day. It's Team Tuesday. So, but we have on Thursday the amazing, here in America, the amazing Thanksgiving holiday. So, my week ends in pie. It's fantastic, pie and shopping. So I am gratefully looking forward to that. And whenever I have that opportunity, I always look at it as a really great opportunity to kind of reset myself. It kind of allows things to slow down for a moment, right? From like the everyday grind. You know, if you're anything like me, I work outside of the house. Sometimes I work inside of the house. So I've got my home office, I've got my in-office office, the kids, the household, everything else going on, right? So when the holidays come around, when you have those extra days, you kind of have maybe a little bit more time to yourself, perhaps. And that's really when I truly focus on my personal goals and what am I working towards. You know, we're within the last 90 days of the year, you guys. If you really put it in perspective, we are getting close to end of year, and that can be a huge thing. Emotionally, spiritually, everything. We've got everything going on this time of year. And so it's a really great time to kind of take a moment, take a breather, and look back to see, okay, where did I start in January? Where was I in January? If you need help, you can go to your performance tab in your workstation. And you can go there. You can start a report. I'm going to go ahead and do one right here because I've got it pulled up. I'm going to start a report, and I'm going to go back to January. There it is, January 2018. I almost went back 2 years. That'd be crazy. All right, let's see where I was. So, this past January 2018. Here were my monthly stats. I'm going to share this with you because we're friends, right? We're friends. I had a team of 26. I was a superstar consultant, and my PRV for the month was $505. So 26 people. Let's go ahead and let's fast forward to today. Let's go to today. And today, as of right now, I have a team of 52. I am a director. I'm going to be perfectly blunt and honest and open with you like a book. And my PRV is $441 right now. We're at the 20th of the month. I've still got a couple of parties to close, so don't freak out on me, right? I'm still gonna get my PRV in. So my month isn't over yet. I have 11 active frontline. I have one new team member that is a brand new team member. I actually had two reinstatements this month, or two or three reinstatements this month. Plus the one brand new team member. Let me go back to January real quick and let's see how many active frontline I had then. In January, remember, my team was 26. I had 10 active frontline and I had 0 new recruits. Now, it doesn't tell me when somebody's reinstated. So like, as I run this report from January, I can't see the reinstatement. So, and I honestly, you're lucky I remember yesterday. I don't recall if I had any reinstatements that month. I very well might have, I'm not sure. But that shows you, just as a true and honest example, open door, blinds up example of my business and the growth that I've had just between January and November. We're not even at the end of the year, right? So I went from a team of 26 to 52. I think that it really helps to put things in perspective if you look back at things like that. Because I've been a consultant for a while, right? I joined in January of 2012. So I've been a consultant for a minute, and I have been at all of those peaks and all of those valleys. I've been at the highest point of my business. Well, maybe not yet. Not yet. I hope to still reach a higher point than where I'm at now. As of today, I am at the highest point in my business. But I've had those months of 0 PRV. I've had those months of not a single person taking interest in joining my team. Not even a whisper, right? Not even a message or anything. Not even somebody. I've had months where people haven't even asked for a sample. I've had all of those months. And I've had all of those months where I've maybe even second thought, what am I doing this for? Why am I doing this? I've had those moments. I've been there. And I can honestly say, looking back, I am so glad that I didn't give up. I am so, honestly, it totally chokes me up when I talk about it like this, but I feel so blessed and so proud of myself for not giving up. Even during those hard times, even during the lowest months where I had no PRV or no interest in anyone joining my team, and I was sitting there going, what the heck am I even doing Scentsy for? Being able to look back and to see the growth in my business, that's fantastic, right? So I encourage you to go back, and maybe you haven't been a consultant since January, right? Maybe you just joined more recently. Go back if it wasn't in January. I want you to go back to the month that you joined this year and look to see where you were then and where you are now. Now, just because your team numbers may or may not be the same, they may have increased, they may have decreased, right? I've had those times too, right? That doesn't necessarily mean you've succeeded or you failed. So I don't want you to look at it that way. I want you to look at it as growth. Because honestly, you and I both can sit here and say, I've had plenty of team members who have joined my team, who have maybe rocked it out for a month or two and then literally dropped off and they were never heard from again. I've had that happen. I've had people join, do absolutely nothing, and after all the encouragement, everything that I've tried to do to reach out to them, radio silence, and they just left, right? We never know what the situation is through their eyes. We don't know what necessarily is going on. We don't maybe know what their why was. Maybe they didn't open up to us. Maybe we didn't ask. So being able to have those conversations is meaningful. Being able to have those conversations is impactful. But I can tell you that even just looking back from where you started to where you are today, you've grown so much. Whether it's like me and you've been in this for years, or whether you just joined last month, you've already grown. You've already had conversations. You've already asked people to have parties and they've either said yes or no. You've had posts on social media that have done fantastic, or maybe nothing at all. We've had a lot of those experiences. So I want you to take those experiences. I don't want you to look at them as failures. I want you to look at them as stepping stones, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all a sum of what made us, right? We are a sum of what circumstances we've gone through to get to where we are today. I'm not the same person I am today that I was 10 years ago, right? I've had a lot more life experiences. I've had a lot more things happen. So I have a different mindset today than I do 10 years ago, right? I have a different outlook. I have a different mindset. And being able to really put that into perspective and go, okay, those times that I failed wasn't really a failure. I learned something from those moments in time. I learned something from those months that I had 0 PRV. I learned that maybe I needed to put a little bit more in. Maybe I needed to really buckle down and focus in on my business more. Or maybe I learned that I was sending samples to 100 people and those were not people who were interested in buying. They were just looking for a free sample. And those are okay. Those are okay. I don't want to discourage you from not sending samples to people. But you're going to go through those moments. You're going to go through those moments of learning. You're going to only be able to, I want to encourage you to look at those moments and look at those situations and grab a takeaway from it. At least one thing that you took away from that situation. Maybe it was a conversation about somebody who was interested in joining your team and they just didn't end up joining. Or maybe they ended up joining somebody else. Has that ever happened to you guys? It's happened to me at least a couple of times, where I've had in-depth conversations with people about joining, about, telling them about the business and all of this, and either they didn't join at all or they ended up joining with another person because they thought it would be a better experience. And you know what? I chalk it up to, that's experience. That's okay, right? At the end of the day, it wasn't meant to be. They were not meant to be my team member. It wasn't meant to be for whatever reason. I don't know what that is sometimes. I don't claim to know what that is all the time. But we grow from that and we learn from that. We take those experiences and then we just build upon those. And so the next time that we have that conversation with somebody else, we may look at it from a different point of view. We may take a moment to say, why are you interested in joining Scentsy? Is it just because you think it's fun? Are you doing it for the money? Are you doing it because you need a full-time or a second-time income kind of thing? Why are you joining Scentsy? And sometimes you have to just stop and remember, you have to ask that question. For me, it took me a while to get to asking that question because I was just all caught up with, oh, you want to join? Oh, that's fantastic. When I actually sit down and I dig a little bit deeper, I find that I'm able to really help people determine what their why is. And when they join, it actually helps me to better guide them in their process, because they may be somebody who doesn't want to be, they're like, just give me some space, let me do my thing, and I'll be okay, right? They may not be the people who, you hear from every single day. They may be the person you hear from every single day. You're going to have different types of team members. You're going to have different types of customers in the same way, right? You may have customers just like I do that you only hear from every 3 or 6 months because it's time for them to refill their wax or their washer whiffs or whatever it is that they buy. Or you've got a new promotion going on, whatever it is. Or you may have customers who you hear from every single month. And people and customers who are maybe in a VIP page or on your Facebook fan page, if you have either one or both of those, that are always commenting, always looking, always interacting with your posts, things like that. So you're going to have different customers. You're going to have different team members. You're going to have different people interested in the business. So it's time to just slow down and take a moment to do a quick look back of your business. This week is the perfect opportunity to do that, like I said, because for most of us, we may have a little bit of extra personal time that we can get away to actually sit down and do this exercise. At least for me anyway. With the hustle and bustle of everything going on with the holiday and the cooking and the family and the shopping and whatever else is going on, at the end of the moment, I may actually have some free time that I can sit back and look and go, okay, what was something that really worked well for me this past year? And maybe it takes a minute of going through, depending on when you joined, again, if you've been here for the whole year or not, going back and running those reports for every single month and seeing which month was I the best, right? When did I have my highest PRV? When did I have the highest number of people joining my team? Or, being able to really just kind of look at it at a higher viewpoint to determine, okay, what was it I was doing that sparked that higher sales, or what sparked that ability to recruit that month? What was it? And you might be able to figure it out, and you may not be able to figure it out, okay? It just may have been that's the way that the cookie crumbled that month, right? Who knows, except for you, truly at the end of the day, what really were the factors involved? And for me personally, when I look back, I know for me, it was being consistent in my business. It was those moments that I was consistently touching my business, usually on an everyday basis. What I like to call opening for business, right? Opening my workstation, looking at it, maybe doing some posts on social media, answering some emails, doing some private messages to customers, things like that, really digging in and doing some business work, right? I know those times that I was doing that work because I can tell, because I know my schedule. I know the good time, I can remember back to, oh yeah, that was a really good month because X, Y, and Z. So fill in those blanks for yourself and take a moment to do that, because the year's not over yet. We still have time before the end of the year. We still have the opportunity to not only finish out November on a really great note, because remember, and keep in mind, we talked about this last week too, November is your big month. It should be your big month, because November determines your December paycheck. And for any of you who have kids and family that you buy for during the holidays, that December 10th paycheck is a nice one to have. Okay? So think about it in that way. How do you want to get paid on December 10th? What do you want your paycheck to look like? You have to take a moment to sit down and really look at that. You have to determine, what can I do? What are some things that I can try, whatever, between now and the end of the month to make that happen? And make it happen. You're going to have to, I can't do it for you. I can sit here and I can wish for you, and I can cross my fingers for you, and I can want the world for you, right? I want you to recruit at least 3 people. I want you to have a minimum PRV of $2,000. Everybody across the board, right? I can want that all day long, but that want doesn't really put the work in for you, does it? It doesn't. We have to actually put that work in. And so this is a good opportunity to sit back and just kind of assess where you are, where you've been for 2018 so far. Where do you want to end 2018? How do you want your business to look as you roll into the new year? So this is a perfect opportunity to do that. So I hope that you take the opportunity to at least look back and write down some things that maybe come to you, you think of, and that resonate with you. And remember, guys, this is your business. You run this business. You are your own CEO. So you are the one calling the shots. You're the one who determines what that paycheck looks like. Like I said, I can sit here and want it for you all day. Because a minimum, if you are doing 2,000 in sales, even without recruits or anything like that, if you're doing 2,000 in sales, that's a guaranteed $600 paycheck. It just is, right? So what do you want your paycheck to look like in December? What can you do between then and now to make that happen? Can you do some follow-ups? If you're on Maven, if you're not, if you haven't yet, I encourage you to, because you get a free 30-day trial. At least try it for that 30 days. Trust me, you're going to love it. I love it. It totally takes all the guesswork out of it for me, and it really allows me to focus on my follow-ups. I can track samples, I can track follow-ups, orders, I can do all of that from Maven. It's fantastic. But being able to really take that look back and assess what you've done, where you want to be, and what you can do is going to be priceless. So I'd love to hear from you guys what your thoughts are. Put them down below. If you don't feel comfortable putting them down below, I understand. That's okay. I encourage you to, because we're all here to encourage each other. But if you don't necessarily feel comfortable doing that, shoot me an email, shoot me a text, shoot me a private message on Facebook or direct message on Instagram, whatever it is, and let me know. Just say, hey, Jacqui, this is where I want to be at the end of the year, or this is where I was at the beginning of the year. This is what I'm going to strive to do before the end of the year. And I will work with you to try and make those goals happen for you. I'm more than happy to set up a coaching one-on-one if that's what you need, is maybe a coaching one-on-one phone call. Let's set it up. Let's get it booked. Let's get it set up. Let's do it. What can we put into motion? What are some ideas? Like I said, I've been through the valleys. I've been through the peaks. I've experienced a lot in my Scentsy journey, and I plan to experience a lot more because I'm not done yet, right? I am still growing. My next stop is Star Director. My stop after that is going to be Superstar Director. You know, I don't plan to stop my Scentsy business, so I'm not stalled out. I'm not at a plateau. I'm focused on continuing to grow. So, and that takes effort on my part, right? I have to put in my work. So I'm in this with you. I'm in this to help you succeed as best as I can. And if that means that we need to sit down and have a one-on-one conversation, then that's what I am here for. I'm totally all in for that. But just know that this group is here for you, to support you. We do not judge. We are all friends. We are truly family. So, you know, sometimes it helps maybe buddying up with another consultant. I've done that over the years. I've had plenty of accountability partners, if you want to call them that, over the years. And some of them, we are still accountability partners. And when I'm having those moments, I will text them or message them, however it is that we talk. And I'll just be like, it's a low day. And lo and behold, it never fails. They are there with encouraging words or a tip or, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe what worked for me this month. Those are the people in your corner. And just know that if nothing else, I'm here for you. I encourage you guys to find those networking partners. But if nothing else, you know that I am most certainly here for you in that regard, to help you and encourage you and do whatever I can to try and give you some ideas or inspiration to get where you want to be. So we've talked about World Tour. We've talked about looking back. We've talked about some goals that we can kind of put in place for the rest of this month. And again, looking more towards how do we want our end of the year to look. So hopefully this has given you some ideas. Hopefully it's given you a little bit of inspiration. But feel free to drop your comments below, things that have worked for you below. You never know when you're going to inspire somebody else. You never know. So some encouraging words can go a long way for somebody who is having that really low month. So don't hesitate to raise your hand when that's you. I've raised my hand 100 times, and I'll probably raise it 100 times more when I've had those moments of, oh, it's just not my month. It's not my day. It's not my week. It's not my whatever, right? We've had those. We have those in real life. We have those in like real life moments, right? Maybe it's if you work outside the home like I do, trust me, I have days where I'm just like, oh my goodness. I have them. Or if you even stay at home with the kids, trust me, you have those moments as well. And sometimes it's crying in the bathroom. No, I'm teasing. So we are all here for you. No matter the ups, no matter the downs. So just know that you have a family built in that is here ready and willing to listen and help you out. So I will leave you on that note. Unless I talked to you before, I hope that you guys all have, here in the United States, have an amazing Thanksgiving. Have some fun, spend some time with family. And if you're going to go places, hey guys, take your Scentsy bag party with you. Take your testers, take some catalogs. You don't even have to do hard selling, right? Maybe my goal is when I go into the kitchen to start cooking, because we're going to my mother's house, I'm going to have the testers out, I'm going to have catalogs out, and I'm going to leave the room because I've got a turkey to attend to. So I'm just going to let people sniff and enjoy and look through a catalog. And trust me, I guarantee you I'll at least have a couple orders from people who will want some Scentsy. It's just the way it works. Scentsy sells itself. I just cook the turkey. So, all right, on that note, I will let you guys have the rest of your evening back. I will talk to you all very soon. If you have questions, like I said, don't hesitate to reach out. You know how to get a hold of me. And until then, goodbye.